welcome to another episode of the Nashville Dads. This week, we talk about the joy of 6-month-olds, ear infections, feeling overwhelmed at a playground, and attempting to recharge. We hope you enjoy.
Yep, I am no longer watching UK because I'm going to watch my blood pressure going forward.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, I'm sure whenever UK lost that game, you were like, all right, just have to turn the TV off.
Yep.
They're going to lose in overtime, and I don't know what to do.
Yeah.
That was the only thing that made watching Indiana lose by 30 okay on that day.
Was
them
watching
Kentucky
UK?
lose.
Oh, thanks. I appreciate that.
No, my freshman year, whenever all my friends were at IU, was the lone or one or two Kelvin Sampson years in which they recruited Eric Gordon, and they literally recruited him so badly that it took 5 years before IU had a winning season again because of all of the probation statuses that they were on.
And now he went to Houston.
He's he almost made it to the Final Four. He made it last year. He almost made it this year. He's one of those where I look at him and I'm like, I don't want you to succeid. Why?
Because you screwed my team over.
The 4 years I was in college, 3 of them, the basketball team won 4 games.
Yeah,
it was awful. So it's hard to forgive.
Yeah,
something.
I'm right there with you, man. What's been going on with your life?
Oh man, let's see. What's been going on with us? We did kid doctor's appointments this last week.
All 3 of them.
All 3 of them. Yep.
How'd that go? Back within?
Yeah, just one visit.
Oh,
yeah.
Nice.
So it actually was very efficient. It was very nice. It worked out very well. Holly she did get sick, or she had a stomach bug that night. So it was odd because she was like, my stomach hurts. And we're like, oh, we think you're just nervous about going to the doctor. And then the next day she had a stomach bug. So, or she woke up midnight with a fever, and we're like, oh, okay. But it's odd to go to the doctor, have them look at do the full checkup of your kid and be like, they have no temperature, nothing's inflamed, everything that's good. And then that night they have a fever, and you're like, did my doctor miss something? It was like, no, that's not the case. But yeah, you're like,
she picked it up from...
Or did she pick it up from the doctor?
Damn.
Yeah, kid had a stomach bug. Josh got his, is it 6-month shots? Yeah, 6-month shots, which he was good with. He didn't
That's how
spike a
Ada
temperature
was.
or anything like that. Where the entire time I was like, I'm giving you Tylenol just to be safe.
Yep.
And it's like, I don't need to give you Tylenol. Why'd I do this? So he's very food motivated, which is super cute.
That's awesome.
I know we talked about it last time. But yeah, I crushed up goldfish for him the other day because I cut up a strawberry, and he devoured it, and then he looked at the strawberry on the plate and started going for different food basically. So I was like, well, here's the kids are eating goldfish. Maybe you're seeing that and you like it. So I just crushed it up, and he just downed it. And I'm like,
wow. So basically into just
a
powder, so it doesn't getting stuck.
Yep. It's
awesome.
Also pretty soft for the most part.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's 6 months. I feel I don't know if you felt this. I feel at 6 months the game changes with your kid. The personality's different. The being able to sit up is a lot better. The ability to eat. There's a lot more human characteristics you're used to.
Yeah.
Or he just giggles so much if you make eye contact or play peekaboo.
Yeah.
It's just so different than the kid just kind of stares at you.
Yeah. So she whenever she makes eye contact, she'll start to smile, and then I'll smile, and then what she does is, when she gets really excited, is she just opens her mouth really wide. Yeah,
they look like Muppets. They look like Muppets.
Yeah, but she's getting a personality. So when we're starting to introduce food, so we're pureeing a lot of our foods, veggies. We just gave her blueberries with oatmeal yesterday.
Oh, that's fun.
We did it again today. Total mess.
Yeah.
So basically, just put her down into a diaper because blueberry would stain everything.
Man, you don't realize how much a blueberry gets into a fabric until you watch your kids smash it into one.
Well, to top that, what she's doing right now is whenever she is either angry or doesn't want something, she's blowing.
Seriously?
Or doing that. So think of blueberry oatmeal in her mouth. She's angry. So she goes everywhere.
Just splatters.
Oh, yeah.
It's like you turned on the garbage disposal and took out the guard, and it was like, here we go.
Yep. So that is her giving a little toot.
She is communicating to you.
Yeah.
She is done.
She's like, I'm done.
I'm done.
Or
and I'm trying to tell you I'm done.
Yep. But yeah.
That's pretty cute.
That's awesome. Yeah.
What about what's new with you? Do you guess you did your 6-month appointment?
Just like Joshua, Ada did fantastic didn't have any problems. We were really like, oh gosh, here it goes again.
Yeah.
Because the last couple, but it got progressively better. Like the 4-month wasn't as bad as the second month, but the 6-month, nothing.
Like nothing.
No fever, no irritation, not irritable at all. It was nothing to her.
That's cool.
She cried when we got the shots, but only cried for a little bit. Then we fed her. She was cool.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah. And then at that, we also had them check her ear infections and still had the ear infection, so we got put on Bactrim. That's the 4th antibiotic that she's had, and it finally started working. But after that 4th one, we had to go to ENT, and we got tubes 2 days ago from the recording of this podcast. So
how did you know that medicine actually worked? Like, did you have to take her back in like a couple days later for them to look at her, or did you just see like her temperature dropped and her?
Well, she wasn't as irritable, and then when we talked to the doctor after this, like the tubes being put in, the doctor was just like, well, because she was so young, 6 months old and small, he said during their initial visit, it's going to be really hard to put tubes in her ears because she's so small and her ear canals are small. I'm going to do my best.
Sure. So,
Friday went by, tubes in the ears. He came, got us, talked to us, and said, hey, I was able to do it. I had to do it a different way just to make it work, but it's working. But I probably wouldn't have been able to do it if she still had the ear infection and had the swelling.
Mm-hmm.
But he was like, it's all cleared up right now based off of me looking before I was doing the surgery. So we're like,
that's
sweet,
great.
That's great.
Yeah.
Just happens the day before we get the surgery, but hopefully surgery will go well.
Yeah.
Everything we'll figure it out. And
do you have to do do you know if you have to do like a lot of follow-up with that? Like, is it like she now has tubes in her ears for the rest of her life and it's something she has to like deal with, or is it just like this is just you as a baby?
Follow-up, I think it's follow-up like every month or so, like, but it's in 2 weeks we have a follow-up for him to check on everything, make sure that I guess the bleeding is done and everything like that. But when we met with the doctor after the surgery or procedure, he said because she's so small, it's only going to last probably a 1.5 to 2 years. So, and more than likely, we'll have to put them in again because I guess the majority of kids usually get them around 2 or 3.
Oh,
so
I feel she is at 6 months already getting them.
Yeah, so she got them a lot earlier than most average kids do, and then she'll probably have to get them again 2, 3, and just hopefully naturally fall out.
I'm glad that your kid is already surpassing expectations.
Oh yeah,
at such a young age.
Yay! Yep, this sickness.
The sickness. You know, we all got to be good at something.
Yeah,
your kid's good at ear infections. You know, it's just not everyone wants to be, but someone's got to be.
But that's kind of my positive for since the last time. It's just her getting the tubes in, and hopefully, I mean, right now she's irritable, I think, because of the procedure.
Yeah.
But I'm hoping as the days progress, like she'll calm down because the last 2 nights have been like all the nights that she's had ear infections.
I gotcha.
Kind of waking up
uncomfortable. Doesn't know how to soothe.
Yeah.
That stinks.
So,
how'd you feel? I know tubes being put in is a very it's outpatient. It's not invasive at all. Did you and Haley feel like super anxious about it? What was your energy
Haley
going into it?
Haley did. I did not. I was just like, it's going to be an easy procedure.
Sure.
I didn't even want to think anything bad.
Of course. Do you think if Haley wouldn't have been so anxious, you would have given yourself like the right? I feel like if Heather's really anxious, then some part of me is like, oh, I need to not be anxious because we both can't be anxious about this. So I'm sure if I'm anxious, she's like, let me calm it down a bit.
That is a good question, but I don't know.
I don't know.
But Haley, she was anxious. She did not sleep that well the night before at all.
Yeah.
I slept like a baby for the one time.
So you woke up every other hour?
No. And slept like a baby is from probably like 10 o'clock until I think 3.
Oh, okay.
For some odd reason, 3 o'clock is like my wake up time lately.
Hello.
And that's what I'm struggling with is staying asleep.
Yeah, that stinks.
Going into the struggle of just, for some odd reason, I can fall asleep, but as soon as something wakes me up, either it's I have to use the restroom or she wakes up, or I hear something else, I'm up. If it's 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, I try to fall back asleep. Can't. I'll just stare up at the ceiling.
Is your mind racing, or are you just laying there and your body's like, I'm up?
No, it's a little bit of both.
Okay.
Mind is racing because my anxiety, and trying to just stay dedicated and disciplined in the meditation, and trying to
centering, basically.
Yeah, trying to get a handle on that anxiety, but I don't know. I can't.
Like, just go back to sleep.
Yeah, naturally, that's kind of how it is, but then it's also just, I'm going to think about work things.
Yeah.
And I can't stop thinking about that. Or,
of course.
Oh, I need to do this. I need to do that. And it's just a constant battle.
You're a pretty to-action person, right? Like, if you're like, hey, here's an issue, you're like, cool, let's get a solution, let's get it done with.
Yep.
So whenever
Because I don't want to think about it.
Yeah, no, I have a lot of characteristics like that also.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's almost like you're like, okay, cool, here's the problem. I think I know the solution. Okay, cool. Can you do that solution now? Nope, I have to wait 4 hours. What are you going to do? Wish it was 4 hours from now. For how long? 4 hours.
Uh-huh. Yeah. And that's like for work, I like to have everything in my inbox completed.
Yeah.
I like to have 0 things in my inbox, but apparently that's just impossible. That's not reality. But in my mind, I'm like, if I can just get everything done, then I can
yeah.
just
have you
sit back and relax. But that's not reality.
Have you ever been able to get your inbox to like 0 and then see how you feel?
Yeah, but it's only for like maybe 10 minutes, and then something happens, and I'm like, dang
of course. My questioning is because have you built up like an ideal in your head? Like, I can't, it's harder for me to be mentally present because I just have so many emails. Like, have you ever gone down the mental, like, path of, like, all right, cool, am I idealizing an empty inbox, and can I, like, is it okay? Like, basically, because I've done that before. It's like, well, once I get this guitar, then I'll be able to write songs. And it's like, you have, like, 3 guitars, man. Like, just go try on those guys.
Just
like
the unrealistic expectation, but also just being able to mindfully accept.
Yes.
Yeah. I can't.
It's hard.
I have not yet.
I'm not saying that as like you should know how to do this, but as a like that's how I feel like as I've gotten older, I've had to like train my brain. It's like, oh, I can't do this unless I do this, and then I'm like, why are you're holding up this too high? Basically, if you no. I think you're using excuses to not do something because it's easier to blame. Well, my inbox is full, so I can't take a breath. And I was like, well, you probably can. You just need to reassess yourself. So I'm not. But
I'm too stubborn.
Well, it's not an easy thing to do, and also like anytime I've had like a full inbox at work, I'd be like, oh, it only takes like 20 minutes, right? And then it's been 2 hours.
Yeah.
And then you look up and you're like, oh, that was 2 hours. Oh, all right. But yeah, my like time assessment of how long it takes me to do things versus reality is not usually on the same page.
Yep. But that's a work in progress.
Good.
It's hopefully something that I can work out and figure out.
Yeah, you'll get there. Yeah, you just gotta. You'll be fine.
Yeah, and I was finally able to get an appointment with a therapist. So woo!
Oh, good. That's great.
This Friday.
Nice.
So hopefully she'll be able to help me find coping mechanisms.
Cool. I'm glad you were able to find a counselor. I do hope it's a good fit.
Yeah, I hope so as well.
It's do you know if one of my friends, whenever she was training to be a counselor, told me that like she approached it from like she anticipated to see patients like 6 to 7 times, like as if there's an issue, then you would work through it.
Yeah.
Are you anticipating a relationship like that where you've got like an issue or two you want to learn some coping mechanisms for, or do you want it to be like hey, once a month for like the next 2 years I go see a counselor?
I don't know.
Cool.
Yeah. Until I get there and then kind of evaluate.
Yeah.
Then I have no idea.
Fun.
I don't know if it's going to be just something short term, like, okay, this is what I'm having problems with, and
hey, when you feel anxious,
you help me navigate ways to help with this, or is this, wow, all right, I'm seeing benefit on this problem that I'm having. Let's go on to the next one and go from there. I don't know. I am full of problems, so
you know what? first step to getting better is acknowledging that you need help.
That is
so
true.
if you go in there with open hands, hopefully it'll lead to good things.
Yeah, hopefully.
So, I bet it will.
But yeah. What about you?
Let me think. Positive things. This was an interesting observation I had yesterday. So
what you got?
we went to the zoo yesterday morning because they opened up the new playground finally.
Okay.
And it is like huge. It's really fun. So the girls, like, we get there, they immediately like sprint in and like sprint away from me and everything. And my immediate thought in my head is to be like, I don't like that. Like, oh no, where are you guys going? And I'm like, oh, don't lead with that. They're kids. Like, this is a playground.
Yeah.
And then like all I hear as I'm standing there is like dads kind of yelling at their kids that they ran away and didn't tell them where they were going. Where you're like sitting there, dad's like, why didn't you tell me where you were? And in my head, I'm like, you just had that fear and anxiety, but you didn't vocalize it. Don't judge them. Like, don't be like, oh, don't say that to your kids. Like, no, you just felt that fear and that anxiety of like, my kid is sprinting around. I don't know where they are, and they're actively running away from me, like, to play. So it was this interesting, like, reflective moment of like, oh, our kids are here. Yeah, they're having a really good time. What are you feeling? I want to make sure they stay safe, but I also don't. They're fine. What are you doing? I'm listening to other dads feeling the exact same thing, kind of yell at their kids and ruin their kids' day because of this fear and anxiety that you're also feeling. What are you doing? Just kind of accepting that this is the energy that I'm in, because I shouldn't judge those dads. I'm feeling the exact same thing.
Yeah.
I just haven't yelled at my kids yet. That's it. So
did you end up?
No, I didn't.
Okay,
I was just
good.
I was like, Heather, where are the kids? And she's like, let it go. And I'm like, all right, I'll let it go. I'll hold
That's
Josh.
what I hope that I can do, because that's how I grew up.
Yes,
or at least
same.
Like, we had different playgrounds in our neighborhood. That, all right, Mom, I'm going to Franson Park, or like I would ride my bike there or walk through the woods to it. My mom never like held my hand and would stare and make sure like she had her eye on me the entire time. No,
it was like,
I really hope that's the type of dad that I can be.
Yes, I think we did like, hey, we're gonna be at this bench right here with your brother. Whenever you're running around, you cannot leave the playground. Like, don't run away. But like, here's where we are. So if you're like, where'd my parents go? I want to show them something. Here's where we are.
Yeah,
that's what we ended up doing. Because I think like I tried to like trail behind them a little bit. Then I was like, I'm 6'4". Like, it's a kid's playground. I'm like getting a concussion every time I step somewhere. Like, I'm walking into the like low hanging stuff. So just more to acknowledge that, like, the moment of like, okay, I have anxiety. I want to be able to control this. Why? I don't know. What are you doing? I'm watching other parents do it and reminding myself not to judge them. And like, why did you come to a playground in the first place in which you knew your kids were going to sprint around and have fun? What did you think would happen here? So it wasn't like overwhelming anxiety, but just like the initial, like, oh, where'd you guys run off to? Where are you? Where are you? What? Well, okay, this one was wearing a hat. Just look for that color hat. And it's like, they're probably fine.
Yeah.
Whenever you find them, say, hey, your mom and brother and I are here at this bench. Don't go too far. And just go from there. So it's positive, like, kids get to have fun. I get to acknowledge my weaknesses.
Oh, good for you. Good for you and letting them play free. And
you know what?
Free.
It is a big thing. I'm really good at doing it at our house, but I also have a lot of like familiarity. Like, it's our house.
Yeah, it's your house.
So it makes
you feel
sense.
safe.
Yep. Heather is much better at being like, no, just let them play, let them do their own thing. And I'm the one who's like, now that they're like 4 and 6, I know they know how to assess like what they can climb up and what they can't.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess that's positive. Trying to be self-reflective, trying to be aware of what my internal modes are. Negative, still, or not so fun. Still just, I feel like we're coming off the tail end of being super busy for like 3 weeks or so. And it's like, just trying to breathe more, honestly. Trying to be like, all right, cool. We just did like 2 to 3 really busy weeks with like Heather's work and traveling. And like kids being sick, and then we're just like, oh, I think we've got some fresh air coming our way, but like, you feel the weight of it after a while. Of
it's the exhaustion.
Yeah, I think it's really hard to be aware of what actually recharges you, and then sometimes I'm such a picky person that I go to do the thing that recharges me, and then I put so much pressure on it to recharge me that like it doesn't stand a chance to recharge me. Like, okay, I'm going to play guitar along to this song. And it's like, all right, what are you doing? I'm not mentally present at all. Like I'm just sitting here listening to a song, strumming random chords. All right, so you aren't like, take a breath, like be here, be mentally present. Like it's ego's weird, but like it's that reality of like I think what ends up recharging me is like when Heather and I are on the same page, or we have like a lot of good conversations, because I think whenever I am self-reliant on myself to recharge myself, there's like an inherent I get scared of like getting in an echo chamber, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like and then I'm alone basically. Mm-hmm. And then I don't think that is how it's odd, right? So much of like recharging is like, go be by yourself. I always have this weird balance with self-care of like, go take care of yourself. And I'm like, but normally how I take care of myself is by talking it out with friends, because then I realize I'm not alone.
Yeah.
And then I'm actually letting people into my life and trusting them. I can go be isolated. I'm really good at keeping people out of my life. Like, I know how to be an awful person who's very isolated. I don't like that version of me.
Yeah.
So it's odd to have like stressful weeks. I'm like, go recharge. And I'm like, go be by myself. No, that's not what they're saying. They're saying do something that brings you life, do something that brings you energy. And then I like go through a list in my head of like, okay, listen to more music. Then it's like, but now you're listening to this album that you like a lot because you're telling yourself to recharge. Like, just take a breath. Like, I have a lot of albums, so I'll normally just sit there and like kind of just be like, all right, what's speaking to me today? Just go with that, because sometimes whenever I have a plan, I just rip it to shreds too much, or I get inside my own head too much.
So you are definitely an introvert then.
More
so.
I don't know. I'm an introvert who, I feel like for introvert, extrovert, no one's really fully one or the other.
That is true.
I am 60% introvert, 40% extrovert.
There you go.
Because I'm also like a golden retriever, in which I will talk to anyone that's nearby me.
Yeah.
Like without question. I'm not a shy
your
person
natural
at all.
tendency is to...
Who's this? What's going on here? What's going on here? What is this? This is another person, another person, another person, another person. Oh, look at this. Wow, that's really pretty up there. So yes, I know I'm that person, but I think... having people to actually share life, I think, is more energizing to me than figuring myself out. Or that is what I've told myself is a healthy version of myself. Because there's some reality to that also. But your natural instinct
is to go off.
It's to be like, I guess I'll figure this out on my own.
Yeah.
And it's like, what'd you do? I just isolated anyone who cares about me. What'd you do? Well, they told me to take care of myself. And it's like, well, they did, but you still have to share your discoveries, man.
Yeah.
So,
two important things that we got to talk about. Oh, yeah. Dad walks, but we'll talk later about that. But something else really exciting, really fun, Nashville Voyager.
Yeah, someone reached out to you to ask you like questions about our podcast and actually like do an interview, right?
Yes. How cool is that?
I'm still surprised.
Yeah, me too.
That's really cool.
It'll be fun. We're doing a photo shoot in the next couple of days.
Apparently.
And then we've got an interview with the Nashville Voyager, which is just something new.
Yeah.
It's not like a huge magazine or anything like that, but
what?
It's something cool. It's something cool that somebody seemed interested in us about.
I'm still surprised and feel lucky that anyone wants to listen to this at all. So someone being like, hey, let's do an interview about what you're doing. I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
All right. Cool. That's fun.
It is fun. It's fun and exciting, and I'm super excited about it. I cannot wait.
I'm humbled by it, to have someone be like, hey, let's promote you guys. I'm like,
going to my head.
That's really cool. Oh, yeah. That was for after. That's what Haley and I are going to talk about later after this.
Justin, you're going to have a talk.
Hey, Justin. How dare you take pride in something you're doing? But no, it's really exciting. I'm intrigued to see how it all works out, how it looks, and not even for like we get publicity, but more just excited that like we're starting to create something that someone cares about, that someone wants to like inquire more about. Is like always just like, oh wow, that's really cool. Thanks.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm excited.
Yeah,
it makes me feel good.
Good. Take it. Keep that momentum going. Whoop, whoop. Let that energy go.
Yeah. Heck yeah.
But that's about all I got.
Yeah, that's all I've got.
I actually don't hear your kid crying, which is good.
No, but she is asleep.
So we should be quiet and end the episode.
No.
We really hope you enjoyed that episode. Please make sure to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at the Nashville Dads. Thanks so much for listening, and we'll catch you next time.